Good morning, gentlemen.
Hello, Mikey.
And how are our resident alcoholics tonight?
Wet.
Wet.
That's what she said.
Oh, God, I need a paper towel. Hang on. There we are. Hello.
Cheers, my friends.
Oh,
Yes.
crikey. That did not go well. Well, it did. It tastes delicious.
If you're wondering why I'm here, I'm here by invitation, so it's their fault, not mine.
Yeah. But you're more than welcome. You know that.
Oh, I got this on the wrong side. There we go. Hello. Hilarious.
Yes. Due to family things, commitments, Gary can't join today. However, he'll be with us tomorrow. However, John can't be with us tomorrow. So the Gremlins have had to do some reshuffling. Other way. That's it.
What?
Yeah, there you go. So the Gremlins
But he's
have done
there.
some reshuffling. No, he's on your opposite side. I think. And they've pushed the Three Veterans Bill back to next week. So we're going to do another creative day tomorrow where we can just chill out with each other, have a laugh, and do some creative stuff like model making or whatever you want to do.
Whatever.
Yes. So, how are you two gentlemen?
Oh, just peachy.
Other than slightly damp.
Well, no, I've dried myself off. It's okay. No, I'm good.
That's,
Yeah.
that's what she said.
Oh, look, cat. Behind you. The cat was clawing at the blanket behind you.
Oh, right. Yes, this is Tobias. Tobias is a mongrel. I know dogs are mongrels, but Tobias is a mongrel. And I'm saying mongrel because it's probably acceptable.
So what's Tobias's full name?
Oh, okay. Tobias Wolfgang Amadeus Marley Evans, I think.
Yeah.
Excellent. What are you two going to be working on today?
You
Any
first.
idea? Other than mayhem?
John?
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry. No, Mikey, you're first.
I'll be working on my Saint Chamond again.
Saint-Chamond?
Yeah. My tank.
I'll be working on my dark red IPA 6-string brewing co.
I don't know. I got a goat beer. I bought a slab of goat today.
Oh,
Well, I'm not an alcoholic, and it's only 11 o'clock in the morning here, so I don't drink at this time in the morning. Instead,
9 p.m.
I shall have my cup of coffee.
Oh,
in a very special mug.
yeah.
Yes.
He is
Very
a very
special mug for a
mug.
very ugly mug.
There's my special mug, and that's a Duxford mug.
Nice.
We have to go back, John.
Oh, you're not wrong.
You do.
That's what I'm working on.
Spitfire Mark 9.
I have to apologise because as modelers go, I am far too busy to do much modelling. But this is the first time I've actually been at home really in any meaningful way for probably 2 or 3 weeks.
We can't all be lazy YouTubers like me and John.
Well, put it this way, John came and visited on the weekend, and I was away.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
I came down for my mum's 80th birthday, which I had to miss because I was away. And then he left on the Tuesday. On the Monday, I went to work, and on the Monday night, I had to go to work. So
what you're saying is John went to your mum's house, walked out the door, got changed into a new set of clothes, and walked back in and said, "Hi, Mum, I'm Paul."
Yeah,
that's what he did. Yes.
Yeah, I just put a goofy look on my face, and she still thinks it's tours.
Come on, we've all seen your chubby cheeks when you're resting on your hands.
Oh,
yeah. Like Steve Martin trapped in a door.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, has your little letter arrived? Your little envelope, John?
No, it does not.
It should be with you at some point soon.
Should be. But the Australian the Australian Post symbol is a snail sideways.
Ah.
So,
It's a kangaroo with a shell, is it?
I never thought of that. That is true. That's funny. Yeah.
Let's crack on with some comments, shall we, gents?
Sure.
We must.
Julian's in. He says, first comment, I shall be back at 1100. You have been warned. Duke says, second comment, hello, all of you beautiful people. I say, damn you, you pair of rapscallions.
Yeah, saw that.
Ian's in. He says, laugh out loud, good morning, etc. all. Great work on Gary's Tuesday night show, Mikey. I thoroughly enjoyed the evening. Great crowd too. Yeah, it's good, wasn't it? And I got to have a beer on a live for a change.
Oh, that's a symbol, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
It's
It's
like
a
a
falling
snail going
snail.
down a wall. Sliding down.
I never thought of that. I thought it was a P, but I
Hmm.
P on a wall.
Ian says, oh, and a thumbs up before this starts. Chances are I'll forget if I don't do it now.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's what we like to see. I said, cheers, buddy. Glad you enjoyed it. We had a great time doing the live, which we did. We were both buzzing afterwards. We were giddy
Lovely.
as hell. Duke says, good day, Ian. And Paul says, guten Abend, Damen Herren. Because I presume he's trying to get me to trip up.
No, you did that very well, Mikey.
Thank you. Makes a change for me.
Yeah.
It's probably because I've been up since 5:45 this morning. Jim says, hello to all, and a pleasant good morning for a very, oh, spoke too soon, very dark and chilly Chicago, Illinois. There we go. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Jim.
Hello, Jim. And hello, Duke. And
Hello, Jim. Hello, Jim.
yes, Julian.
Hello, Jim. Graham says, good morning to you all. Good morning, Graham. Say good morning, Graham, boys.
Good morning, Graham boys.
Good morning, Graham boys.
Jim says, good morning, Modmin. Of course he does. And good morning to our gracious hosts. Tiffany says, Mod is here. Sorry I'm late. I didn't sleep so well last night. That's no excuse.
No.
I will dock you one hobnob biscuit.
Oh no, that's too much.
I will take it out of the pack and give you the rest of the pack. Ian says, good day, Duke. Jim says, it is indeed our three gracious hosts. It is. 80 says, I think I need to stop drinking. I'm seeing double Marleys. Double Marleys and Coke. Ian says, Graham, have you changed your channel name? By the way, me sniffing is because I got really knows it's not because I've been doing Coke. Just saying. I don't do that. Never have. Duke, Mikey did a Bert Newton to you, Paul. Ha ha ha.
Duke, I don't get the reference, I'm afraid, but
Neither do I.
I wouldn't expect you to, Mikey. All you need to know is Bert Newton is dead.
Yeah.
But he's just he was always I don't know. He just like all the game shows, all the shows. He was just a staple. So I don't know the reference to you. You'll have to elaborate on that and explain because I missed it.
Okay. That's all right. You should have seen what we were doing before we came on the live because I was talking to Paul and I asked John to turn around and take his headphones off so I could tell Paul something. And we just didn't bother telling John to turn back round and we were going to go live. Just leave him.
Was that what it was? Oh, you bastards.
Jim says, g'day, Julian, Ian, Graham, and Edie. Hello, Mr. Motivator. Paul, you're in our Discord, aren't you? In my Discord.
No.
You gave me the link once, but I was completely ignored you, Mikey. So
That's sacrilege. Modders, can we put the link in the chat, please, so that Paul can join in? And he can see who Mr. Motivator is. Or you could Google Mr. Motivator. Ian says, hey, Jim. You'll love it. You'll love the thought of Jim as Mr. Motivator. Jim says, I had a dog named Tobias. My nan and granddad had a dog called Toby, which is close.
They're eating the dogs in Chicago.
What?
So we've both had mongrel Tobiases, do you?
Yeah.
This guy, he's still here. He's there. He's at the beach. He really is.
Sorry, I got a runny nose. Dark Side says pubs are open though, Mikey. It's socially acceptable to drink in UK. Yes,
again.
only if you're one of the Weatherspoons crowd. Look, 2 seconds.
We are the Weatherspoons crowd. We quite enjoyed that when we were at.
We've
Bexhill.
been to Weatherspoons. We
Yeah.
yes.
That's good.
Yeah, but the
People
Weatherspoons
complain.
crowd are in Weatherspoons
Only
from
be
9
in the
o'clock in
UK,
the morning drinking.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm getting at.
We have to
no,
have
we-
that.
On holiday.
Yeah, we were there from 9:30.
Yeah, but you were on holiday. That's different.
We were. Hmm.
Duke says, "Good day, Jim, AD, and Graham." Jim says, "Saint Chamor sounds like member of the Montreal Canadiens." Yeah.
Well,
Graham says, "Hello, Jim, Julian, Duke, and Ian." And yes, I reverted back to my usual username that I use elsewhere. Okay. Steve says, "Good morning, guys and girls." Good morning, Steve. Have you seen, John? Have you seen the completed bulldozer that Steve's done? The Lego
No.
bulldozer. It is
It's on
awesome.
I need to have a look at that.
It looks cool. It's in the Discord.
Does it have
In the
hydraulics?
showroom bit. Next. Jim says, "Good morning, Steve." Dominique says, "Morning." Good morning,
Hey.
Dominique. Julie says, "Nuts. I forgot the time. Morning, Mikey, John. Better looking, Marley. Not that there's much competition."
Hmm. Yeah.
Well enough, my wife's known John for nearly a year now, and she walked in and said, "Mike, why is there 2 Johns on the screen?"
Yeah.
She forgot that he has a twin.
Well,
Um, Julie says, "Good morning, Tiff." Graham says, "Hello, Tiffany." Ivan says, "Good morning, all."
And Kaylee says,
My wife's now stood at the door with her hands on her hips.
"Why on earth are you speaking about me?
I say
Hello.
that you didn't realise that John had a twin.
You don't have to make me out as an in-" Whatever. I don't care. I'm not an inbred.
No, you're not an inbred. You're right.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I give up. Hmm.
Dominique said, "I thought I saw a double, but it was a twin."
hmm.
Sorry.
Graham said, "Hi, Ivan." 80 said, "Place looks like a Steve Martin fan club." That's the best one I've heard today. Ivan says,
Yeah.
"Hi to the hosts." Dominic says, "As far as I know, I am sober." As far as you know.
As far as you know.
As far as you're telling us, you mean.
Yes.
Ivan says, "Tiff Sausage, hi." And he says, "Modders Sausage, good morning." You know Tiff is Modders, right?
I do. Yes.
They are one
Yeah.
and the same. Ivan says, "Hi, Jim." In fact, she has 3 personalities. One's Modders, one's Tiff, and one's Dark Side Scale Modeling.
Yes. I'm aware of that. I have subscribed.
Yeah. Julian said, "Morning, Jim, Duke, Steve, Ivan, Dominic, Graham, AD, Ian." Ooh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Dark Side says, "It was when you did the silent speaking pretending Paul's earphones were broken." Bert Newton. Okay. Trust the youngster to get it. Ivan said, "Good day, Duke Cobber."
Okay. Cover.
Yes,
Ivan
again.
says, Julie says, no, Ivan says, "Julian Matey, good morning." Tiffany's put the Discord link up for you, Paul.
Grazie.
So if you go on YouTube on your phone, you can click on that link in the chat and it'll take you through to accept the invite.
Okay, I shall do.
If anyone else isn't in the Discord and would like to join in, you are more than welcome. Ivan says, "Hi, Dom." He then says, "Hi, sub." I mean, good morning, 80. Don't know what I meant then. Ivan says, "Graham, hi, mate." Julian says, "For fuck's sake, Mikey." Again with a Mr. Motivator image. Now I'll have to sandpaper my brain cell. Ivan says, Steve, hi. The image of Jim as Mr. Motivator. Have you Googled it?
No.
Whilst I'm going through the comments, Google Mr. Motivator.
Okay.
Okay, I'll do that.
Gary Evans is in. He says, morning troops, how's the scoff? Any complaints?
No. Mr. Motivator.
We have a
Oh
very
my
nice
God!
What the hell?
Yeah. Closed.
That was actually on breakfast television every morning. You
Oh,
know, like the Americans had that guy with the curly hair doing exercises for women.
Yeah.
That's what he did
Yeah,
on British television in the 90s.
Oh my God.
Richard Simmons.
If you go back earlier in the chat, Gary, we had a very nice comment about the live stream we did on Tuesday. Ivan says, Ian, hi. Jim says,
Oh.
morning, Gary. How goes it? Jim says, good morning, Dominique.
Look, Mr. Motivator.
Oh no! Who did that?
Just because you dyed your hair in your tash once. Ivan says, hi, Paul. Because we would never put any dictators on there. It would obviously be Marley in disguise. Duke says, Paul, Bert used to pretend to talk when the studio department were ever testing the microphones. Ha ha ha.
Okay,
There
thank
we
you.
go. Jim says, good morning, Chef and Mr. Evans. Ivan says, Mr. Evans, good morning, sir. Duke says, good day, Ivan, Gary, and Dom. Jim says, Gary stuff. No bears this weekend, Gary. Off week for the team.
Hmm. It's like
Jim says, Kaylee, please thwack Mikey for the Mr. Motivator image.
Too soon?
No, please don't. And Ivan says, no, I didn't, Mikey. Didn't what? I can't remember what I was saying.
Some modelling.
What were we
Modelling.
saying?
Modelling.
Ah.
Where do you put it with John?
Ivan said, hi, Kaylee. Jim said, hello and good morning, Kaylee. Gary Evans says, Jim, it'll give them time to get over the jet lag. And Dominique said, morning, Julian.
This is
80,
the downside
right.
of having a lot of followers.
Right, go get ready for work. Have a good one. See you all in a bit. Mikey, Steve 1 and Steve 2.
Cheers, Eddie.
See you later, everybody. Graham says, hello, Gary. Duke says, sorry, Tiff, I walked away for a second and missed it. You already explained the Bert Newton reference. Ha ha ha.
Oh, that's all good.
Ian said, hi, Julian. Hi, Ivan. I'm still laughing at AD Steve Martin comments. Yeah, that was a good one. And Graham said, good morning, Dominique. And Julian said, ditto, Ian. Lol. And we've caught up with the comments, and it's only 18 minutes and 48 seconds.
Yeah. So,
Can someone call Julian or Duke put another one in? Because I know what they're like.
All right. Okay. Look, before I glue this on, so this is about to go in a box. So Tornado's got all the ordnance on. So huzzah! So it's pretty much all finished. I do like the pod, the lantern pod. It's got like a clear blue sort of lens on it. That's pretty cool. But it adds some weight to it because half of these are like everything except the external tanks are all resin, so it's got some heft now. But I'd knocked one of the BOR antenna off the tail. I need to glue it, and I've lost a pitot probe. It's missing from that side. I literally can't find it anywhere. So it goes to Andy, pitot probeless, but he won't care. He's a sumpy airframe sort of dude. So, he wouldn't even know what a pitot probe was if it burnt his hand off. But there we are. So, yeah, this is the last time you'll see the Tornado.
Oh.
Yeah, the box is sitting over there. It'll be packed up when I go off air. And a cousin of mine who I'm going to a wedding with is going to drive back to Adelaide, deliver the box to Andy for me if it fits in a car. Crikey.
Very good.
So once this antenna goes back on, it's trouble. I don't think I'll be able to. I'm making a mess of it now. I've been working on the Qatari Spitfire as well, so it's now had all the masks. Oh, it's gluing to the tweezers. How about that? Let's try that a third time. So anyway, yeah, the Qatari Spitfire is now all the masks are done. So it's got AZQ, QAZ, and top, bottom, and all that sort of stuff. So the next thing is gloss coat, and then the few decals that I have to do, which are basically zuzzies. But there we go. Oh, and I need to paint the exhaust as well.
I'll be back
Yeah.
on that one.
Were you drooling, having a look at the Spitfire? Were you? Is that what happened?
I
Is it-
was allergic
I
to
did
it.
that, and you went, oh.
Duke says,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that, Mikey. Yes.
No.
Dominique says, morning, Graham. Julian, no. Would we do that, Mikey? You two would? Yes. Graham says, sorting out the model room whilst watching the stream. Cool.
Oh, very good.
Aaron said, you have made an excellent job of that, John. Well done.
Thank you. Tornado, I guess. Yes, thank you.
Why do you look so peeved off by that?
No, I'm just trying to work out which one. I showed two kits, so I was wondering which one he was referring to. So I'm not
I don't know. I
really-
stopped listening after the first 3 seconds. Oh, you're joking. Julian says, well, except that one, and Duke's, and Dominic's, and Graham's, and Ivan's, and this one. Very good. Right.
Hope you don't mind if I eat while I'm here.
Today, I'm going to be track bashing. So if there's anyone watching that's not
I need to
commented,
move this.
don't be afraid to say hello. They're a very friendly bunch in there. And in just a moment, we shall be opening up the panel. So you can come on if you want. Now that we've got my ugly mug off the page. Ooh, a bit closer. Ooh,
Ooh.
there you go.
So
Oh, God.
the other thing that's going on the bench is painting up my daughter's car, belovedly called Surge, but it's only had a coat of silver.
How do you
It's
fit it
sitting
on the
top.
bench?
It's on 25th scale, I think, or 24th, 1 and 2. Yeah, little one. But I can't work on it. It's just got a silver coat, and I'll wait for it to dry a couple of days. So during the Models for Heroes live stream yesterday, I said, I don't know what to build next. MiG-21, MiG-23, or a Hamden. So I got the Hamden out because the rest of the panel was saying, do the Hamden. I'm sort of regretting it because it's not a great kit. So I think I might do one of the others. Maybe no, I'll
Should I
smash out
mute
the
myself?
Hamden. Well, you
Why would you
choose.
even start a Hamden? I don't even know what a Hamden is.
Because he's a plain nut.
Just a plain.
Yeah.
nut.
Yeah. He's not a complicated nut. He's a plain nut.
Yeah, you know what? I'll do the Hamden. It's that thing.
So, John Marley.
Hello, that thing.
You call him Jobby?
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, I'm 4.5 beers in. So basically, that chap needs intervention every now and then. What he does is he grabs the most excellent hobby shop in Australia, and he looks for the most useless, weird thing, and he buys it. That's what he makes. Myself, I'm kind of the opposite. I don't model enough, but it's got to be quality. So I don't even know what a Hamden is. What's a Hamden?
Well, it's a,
So what I see on the Veteran Creates is these three modelers get together and they go, we're going to make this weird thing, and go, you're not enjoying this.
That's what we're all about.
That's what
Yeah.
you're all about.
Yeah. Oh. This is crap. Lucky we got people to talk to because this is shit.
That's right.
It's the talking that gets you through it, isn't it?
It's the entertainment. It's not the modelling. But
It's all about showing that there's more to scale modelling than just making bits of plastic stick together.
Tell you what, I'm going to change my.
well, there's a
camera to-
lot more to it.
Ooh, pressure in my eardrum really hurts.
Right.
Um,
So
I
yeah, the
should bring my
Hampton's two-engine bomber that was used at the start of the war and was very quickly outclassed. And it's odd in that it is a very, very thin fuselage. So yes,
And which company made the Hampton model?
Henley Page.
That's actually very good. Very good.
That one.
Oh my bloody god!
Yes, Valom. Who I don't even know where they're from. The Czech Republic.
My camera's busted. I don't know how to make it look there.
Oh,
I can't.
oh, what a shame. Oh, what a pity. Yeah, I might as well keep going with this. Why not?
Put that out by Toby.
Let's see. I've got. Where are we?
Julian
Oh.
says that's just John's concentration face, Mikey.
Yeah.
Oh,
Skip that one. You'll see why in a bit. Ivan says, I got a MiG Fulcrum 116 to do next from Trumpeter. Nice. Hang on, wait. A MiG in 116th?
Yes.
You need some garage.
it's better than a Foxfed in 1/16.
Yeah.
Mm.
You could practically sit in that. Kieran says, morning all.
John has.
Julian says, hi, Kieran. Hello, Kieran. Gary says, my Airfix vintage classics Hamden is on its way. Tools are just 56 years old. Oh,
Ooh,
mere pups,
younger than me.
especially for Airfix molds.
Hmm.
Kieran says, hi, Julian. Ivan says, hi, Kieran. Kieran says, hi, Ivan. Ian says, you what? Ivan, 1/16th MiG-29? I have the Hobby Boss 1/18th AV-8B Harrier 2. You what? You
Oh,
what?
yeah.
You what?
Ivan
What?
says, tis a big bird. Got it for 40 quid. Cheap night out.
Hmm.
There we go.
Oh, there it is. Just looking for the photo etch. Yeah,
Look
so I just need to continue doing. So this is the interior with photo etch seat belts and yada yada. It's all very very small because I'm a little bit blind these days. So where are we? Need lap belts. 3B. Those ones. Okay.
It's kind of weird how I can hear John when he's muted.
It's when you forget you got your headphones on, you wonder why you can hear John's voice in your head.
Yeah.
I always
Wow,
hear John's voice in
Twitter,
my
yeah,
head.
telepathic. Oh, dear me.
Well, there's a story about that. At John's wedding, the photographer, who I remember was a very attractive young woman, and she was lovely. She said,
That's
"Do you
why
ever know, like, yeah, is is this twin ESP a thing? Do you ever know when he's in pain?" And his answer was, "Only when I hit him."
I don't remember that. I must have been drunk.
Yes, wedding days are awesome for drinking, aren't they? You have a prime excuse just to drink as much as you want, as long as you behave yourself.
Yes.
It's brilliant.
I've seen
Start
a
drinking.
very drunk wedding speech from the groom once, and it wasn't pleasant.
No.
See this wife? Yeah, I love her. She's bloody beautiful.
Oh, yeah, something like that.
I remember at my wedding, my dad was sat next to me at the top table, and we'd done all the speeches and everything. And we were sat there talking, and where the tables, my dad was sat, it was where the two tables met under the tablecloth. And one table was very slightly higher than the other, and he put the bottle of wine down right on the seat, the joint. And the bottle of red wine just went all over this gorgeous, like, white tablecloth. It's like, oh, damn it, Dad. You had one job. Just sit there and look good.
Could have been worse. Could have gone all over the wedding dress.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kay sat the other side of me. She would have been very annoyed because she did look beautiful in that wedding dress.
Ah, nice to hear.
She's still got it upstairs.
Oh, ease up, Tiger.
Some more comments. Ian says, wow. Jim says, Ian, do you have a separate house to store the 1/18th scale Harrier? Blimey. Oh, I was looking at getting a Harrier model the other day, but it's 132. And I thought, nah, 148 is big enough.
Yeah. Well, both Paul and I have the 148. We got the identical kits sitting here, waiting to be built. Should start it maybe instead of the Hampden.
I want to build a Harrier because I like the Harrier.
Do you think, John? Do you think?
Well, this one
Damn
should
it.
be a quick build. I mean, the amount of extra stuff, like the details that are on both the MiG 21 and the 23, yeah, crazy. Because I get extra bits all the time, like the exhaust. Have I shown you that, Mikey? The party trick with the
Yes.
flogger exhaust? I have.
What a flogger.
You did. Very cool. June says, that Big Bird comment reminded me of... Sorry?
Sorry. So anyone who doesn't know, that the flogger exhaust, so for the jet exhaust, when it's when it's flying, it sits straight and all that sort of stuff. But because the petals in the back, the vents, as we call the variable exhaust nozzle, is powered by fuel as a hydraulic fluid. When the engine isn't running on this, it all sort of goes on the flop and sort of hangs down with gravity. So it's sort of a little bit distorted. So it'll sit hanging down at the back like that. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Cool.
So does that box come with both?
Yeah, that big...
It does. Yeah.
Judy says, that Big Bird comment reminded me of a friend who picked up a less than attractive woman one night. Next morning, they woke up, looked at each other, and both said, oh, F off.
Oh.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Not that we condone speaking of women in that way, obviously. Yeah, it sounds like they're both unhappy about that. Ivan says, brand new, that too. I cooked the model shop owner and his Mrs. Anniversary. Do you know what? I thought that just said I cooked the model shop owner. Mrs. Anniversary meal. So I said, I won't charge you. Give me that MiG. It was 200. So he said, give me 40 quid and it's yours.
Wow.
Oh, fair play. Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. Ivan says, lol, Julian. Ian says, no, Jim, I have no idea why I bought it. Darkside says, after this comment, I'm making a cuppa and some toast. But she's still here.
Can I have some?
You've just eaten, haven't you?
And Jim
I
says,
have, I'm sorry.
Ian, no worries, mate. I wonder why I bought half the stuff off Stash I own. I think we all do, don't we? Let's see.
John
I'll put
certainly
the
does.
invite in. I'll put the invite in to see if anyone wants to come on. It may not, but who knows? I pretty much guess
You know,
who definitely will be in.
If anyone would like to replace
Gonna put
me,
your teeth in.
Hey, John, are you going to tell them your very funny joke today?
No, I'm
long
probably
as
going to hell for it. I don't know. What do you think?
I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, so my father. Okay, let's go the.
Yeah,
Is he
So-
going to get me kicked off YouTube?
No, it won't. It won't. So
Is he going to get me arrested by the UK government?
No, it won't.
possibly.
So family post, like our pro family chat thing.
Okay.
My father put on there. He said, "Reading of the sad demise of a pop singer who seems to have died falling out a window. This is a traditional demise in Russia. Of those who upset Putin is called defenestration. This is from the Latin fenestra, the Italian finestra, the French pentret. It's probably wrong. Sorry, Gary Evans. The Welsh fenestier, maybe FENESTR.
Sorry?
I don't know. FENESTR.
Finesta.
Anyway, Finesta. There you go. And then he says, "Oh, I can't help myself." So I came in with a comment. I said, "Yeah, it's the second time in his short life that the term One Direction had a big impact."
That is funny.
And I think Paul's
Yeah,
been
I
giggling.
came out with a similar joke to someone, but I really shouldn't say it on here. Dear.
So yeah, as I said, I'm a naughty boy.
Hey, John.
Hello.
Do you
Oh
reckon
crap!
do you reckon he landed at the crossroads?
Oh, is that a song of theirs? Oh,
Yes.
I haven't heard anything. You've swapped our names over.
Oh, he's astute.
Oh,
It's only taken him 10 minutes to realise.
I might have to look up. You called me, and I sort of looked across at you and just went, "Oh, that's not in my hands."
That's what she said.
There we go.
Oh,
Hello, Mr. Motivator.
Ah,
Lemming of the
Good morning.
BDA.
yes, it's a man's life in the British Dental Association.
Hello, Jim.
Hello,
We have
Paul.
dentists.
Glad to have you here.
It's
Are
a
you
pleasure to be
two,
here.
oh no, you're not yet. That's right. So John, you are back from your holiday.
Yeah, well, it wasn't so much a holiday. Well, I guess it was. So I went down to Melbourne, where the rest of most of my my immediate family is from.
And you wouldn't call that a holiday?
Well, I guess it was a quick
Melbourne,
visit.
we're
It was literally a
involved.
flying visit. Yeah, but I got to admit, yeah, it was good. I'm glad. Everybody at the pub lunch was really happy to see each other, and we're doing it all again tomorrow. There's a family wedding up in Sydney that one side of the family are going to, and the other half are not invited. No, it's not true, but
Oh.
they're not invited because it's
Yeah.
my bronze side of the family, and not the
Oh,
other
this is
side.
Ben's wedding.
Okay.
Ben,
Ben, righto. Wish you
Hello,
a
Steph.
happy marriage for me.
shall
And
do.
Mikey, Steve's got a good question. You post that comment. He's got a good question. It's for, I'm sure, everybody, both in chat and on screen.
Question to all three: What model kit that doesn't currently exist would you like to see come out, and by whom?
Well, yeah.
Well,
So-
that's
Well,
a
you
good
go
question.
first, Mikey. It's your show.
For me, it'd be the Foden recovery truck, and I'd like
Okay.
ICM to do it.
Say that again, please.
The Foden recovery truck.
Foden recovery truck. Can you post a picture of one, or maybe in the Discord post it so I can see it? Because I can't picture it.
Yes.
Because then I could
In fact,
I could look it up there.
If you've got your phone next to you, just type in Foden recovery truck.
Foden. Oh, okay. I thought you said Bowden. Okay, Foden. That's
Foxtrot Oscar Delta Echo
F-O-D-E-N.
November.
Okay.
Foxtrot Oscar Delta Echo November.
Yeah. Not so fast. You're dealing with a civilian here. Hold on a second. Let me get out of this mess. Okay, well, that sounds like a great idea. I mean,
It's a 6x6 30-ton recovery truck.
okay. I was about to say it's good that a lot of the some of the modeling manufacturers, like well, some have been around a long time, but it's becoming more addressed as British World War II soft skin vehicles, small and large, both trucks and smaller vehicles, are becoming more plentiful in popular scales.
Yeah. Well, this one was a Cold War. Well,
Right. Yeah.
first
But yeah.
made in the Cold War.
Yeah. When
So-
you were in the service.
Yeah, I wasn't in the service in the Cold War. I'm not that old.
No.
When the Cold War ended, I was only 3.
There when you were in the service.
Yeah, it was still in then.
Yeah.
But that's what. my
Don't worry, I wouldn't hint that you're old at all, Mikey. I'll just let your beard tell you that as the years go by.
Oh,
That's what I spent most of my time working on when I was in,
Okay.
because I was with a recovery company.
I'm in the bloody Discord. All right, hold on a second.
Yeah. Which was fun. What about you guys?
so I have a Holy Grail kit, one that I'd like to get hold of, but so far has proved elusive, which is a well, I don't care who makes it, but I'd love a TSR2. I think it's a beautiful plane.
Is the Airfix kit?
It is an Airfix kit, but I can't find any at the moment.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, it hasn't been re-released for 10, 15 years. Anyway, the other one that I would really like to see produced, because no one's done it yet apart from conversions, is this one.
F-86?
Sort of.
Oh, it's
Yeah. So it's a Sabre that Australia redesigned. So it's got, if you have a look at the front there, it's got, okay, so let me just, we redesigned it and put, there we go. The Sabre was formally selected for production in a highly modified form of the F-86F, which is standard electric, General Electric J47 turbojet, was replaced by the 27% more powerful Avon Rolls-Royce engine. This change necessitated substantial redesign of the Sabre's fuselage, as the Avon needed more air, requiring a larger intake. It was short and lighter, but it had to be moved aft to maintain the centre of gravity, but was of greater diameter. The result was recognised as the best Sabre day fighter variant, but at a cost of needing to redesign 60% of the airframe. So we don't have one, and I would love one because it's got a bigger, fatter intake compared to the standard Sabres, and we had replaced the 650 cal machine guns with two 30mm cannon at the front there. So, and it's substantially different in the details.
So, did you just happen to have that book sitting there anticipating Steve's question?
It was here because I was looking up all sorts of stuff. Like, you know, I
Big
looked
book.
up the book. Yeah, it is. You know, been around 100 years. Yeah. Oh.
okay. Paul?
Thing. So yeah, I just haven't moved it back into the house, but it's got all the planes I used to work on are in it, of course. Hooray!
Okay, so one kit that doesn't currently exist, but I'd like to see come out.
Yes.
Well, it is it's nigh impossible to find models of Audis I think Audi don't let people make models of them. So, like a current RS3 or something would be gorgeous.
They do make them, but
RS6.
only for hairdressers.
Oh,
I'm out.
Oh.
I'm out.
Actually, I laughed wrong then. I should have laughed like
Really?
ha 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 ha. Look at
Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, that was one of your more girly laughs, John.
Yeah,
So-
I think
so
yeah.
I know Tamiya have models of Audi, but like they're like rally Audis from the 70s or mid 80s or something.
Right. Yeah.
It's like they don't let people make models of their stuff, and I think
You talk about the straight up civilian version.
okay. Not necessarily a racing weird
Right.
thing that you'll only ever see on TV.
Right. I see.
I'm of the opinion that Audis are a thing of beauty, no, I'd love to make a model.
Sounds good.
But
Sounds good.
Steve, that's a great question.
Yeah, it is. It's a very good question. Thanks, Steve, for bringing it up. Me personally, let's see. It's hard to think now because we're living in what's essentially a golden age of modeling, where even the most obscure subject, which I couldn't even think of when I was a kid, is now pretty much available. If you look long enough and far enough, you'll find it.
Like a Hamden.
Yes, a Hamden. Yes, the British version of the flying pencil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and the,
incredible.
and the modeling version of an abomination.
Well, I'm glad I didn't have to fly one of those. It's Guy Gibson flew those early in his career,
Yeah.
and
survived.
it's incredible that those early air crews survived with anything but the Wellington. I mean, they flew Whitleys for God's sake on bombing missions at night,
Yeah.
and they came back. So yeah, I mean, besides the Wimpy, let's see, but a model. Let me look at that question again. Hold on.
Just to be
Okay,
just
here.
to clarify-
Thank you.
just to clarify as well, with mine, Accurate Armour do make a model of the Foden, but it's £200 and they're closing their doors this year.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I just saw photos of that, Mikey. Nice
Yeah.
vehicle. I'm surprised Hobby Boss hasn't done something about that because they and Trumpeter have a lot of those, but they're mostly Chinese and Russian vehicles. They
I've still
really
got
don't
my
make all that stuff
operator
from the
license
West.
for it.
So I can quote Miranda. £200.
Yeah.
200
£100.
pounds.
Yeah.
That's a
I
lot.
don't know
of
about
money.
you, Mikey, but I don't know if I'd want to work with something that's entirely resin anyway. I mean, that's pretty messy stuff. It's not good for your lungs. You got to, basically have a hazmat set up, and you got to use super glue and everything.
Well,
Yeah.
I haven't really got
and
much
your
of a choice because
imagination
I've
too.
What's that,
got an
Mikey?
Accurate Armour Centurion.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Centurion Avery,
Yes.
the Royal Engineers version. I've already built the trailer for it.
I mean, I've worked with resin as far as detail sets and things like that, small items, but I couldn't see making a whole kit in resin. I mean, I know what to do, obviously. Put a mask on, wear gloves, make sure you're clean environment, clean up after every modeling session, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But it just seems like, especially older resin, one, you got to remove it from the old casting blocks, and two, has there been an improvement in the quality of it? In other words, that small detail parts aren't so brittle where they can break by looking at them.
Well, yeah. I mean, what Accurate Armour do is rather than having small little brittle parts, is they put PE in.
Okay, well, that's a different. I mean, I don't know how much. Do you work a lot with photo etch, Mikey?
Not if I can help it.
Well,
Well,
the reason I ask
if
is
it's
that
in
I
the kit,
do, but I don't go out of my way for it. I usually work with whatever comes with a model. But I've become a little bit like this dragon, this kit I'm working on, this tiger. This has got a lot of bells and whistles in the kit, and in fact, the tool clasps, are photo etch, and I don't think I'm going to be trying them. They are just so freaking small. If there was some way I could hold them down on the cutting mat and form them like I've seen some people do, but I mean, it really is a question of size because these things are so damn small. My sausage fingers, would have a hard time. You know what I'm saying? It's just a bit too small for me. But other parts I don't mind using, and I've become a little bit more comfortable with it. I'm trying a lot more nowadays, and like I said, with Dragon providing 2 sheets of photo etch, I've got my opportunity to even pull stuff off a fret and give it a try to see how I do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on with the comments. Ivan says, Jimmy, hi, mate.
Hello, Ivan. Good to see
Ian
you,
said,
sir.
yeah, the phone. Ivan's, I'll boogie.
Start again.
Booger. Ian says, yeah,
Well-
the phone recovery truck looks cool. It does. I've still got my crane operator's license for the phone over on the shelf. My
Yeah, it
membership.
looked like it'd be a great model.
Yeah. I think if they did the styrene version of it, it would look really cool, especially if they managed to make some clear perspex for the Windows stuff, because it had quite big windows in it.
Well, send a message ICM.
Already have.
Oh, okay.
You've also
All
got in Iraq and that, we also had the riot cages over the windows and everything as well,
Oh, nice. Okay.
which made it really fun when it hailstoned that hard that it destroyed the windows.
Yeah, I bet it
So we
would.
had to take all the
Wow.
cages off.
Oh, I've just googled the photon recovery truck. It looks
Yeah,
like
isn't it something, Paul? That's
Yeah,
really
it's-
cool.
Oh, I'm just enamored with the hydraulics.
Yeah, you should have seen the circuits and the electrics and Jesus.
Oh, wow.
So that for security reasons, so that if it got captured, it was harder to what's it called?
Captured by whom?
Well, it was Cold War, so the Russians.
The Irish? Oh,
If it was captured, it'd be harder to figure out what the wiring was. They made all the wires the same color.
Well, yeah, but
oh,
you know,
buggers. That's so stupid. Why?
but
No, the Russians have worked out trucks.
The
Yeah.
British aren't known for good electrical companies.
Yeah,
Like,
but
Lucas has always had a bad
The-
name.
the main electrics box on the side of the wagon was about the size of an A3 cutting mat. So it was about A3 size. And it had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of wires per circuit board. And it had like 6 circuit boards. It was literally just crammed full of wires. And every wire was the same color.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
So the
yeah,
idea of
well, they
working-
get what they asked for.
The only way you could work on them is if you had the wiring diagram and you had to roll it out on the workshop floor to follow it.
Yeah,
that's
I
fine.
could imagine that
That's
be one
standard
hell of a
avionics.
schematic.
Mm.
Wow. So
Yeah,
what did you do, Mikey? What, if I may ask, what did you do in the REME? Was that what the branch you
REME?
served in?
Yeah, the REME.
Yeah, specifically, what were your duties? I mean, did you drive vehicles, for instance?
I was a vehicle mechanic.
Okay, a mechanic. Okay,
So we had to drive pretty much anything we fixed.
okay, all right.
Because
Did
we had
you
to
work on AFVs or just wheeled vehicles?
in the British Army, you've got 2 different types of vehicle mechanics. So you've got AMEX, which are armored vehicles and track vehicles.
Right.
Track vehicles. And then you've got BMEX, which is all wheeled vehicles. So we have to work on any vehicles that have wheels. Army
Okay.
owns. So everything from quad bikes and forklifts up to
Right.
tank transporters and all sorts.
Did you ever have to work on an American vehicle?
Luckily, no.
Yeah, I was going to say because everything's in standard and not metric.
Yeah.
You mean
Well,
Imperial?
yeah.
Yeah, where did that word come from? Because when I hear imperial, I think of an old margarine commercial when I was a kid. Imperial margarine.
Because it
Well,
was the
when I think of standard, I think of standard, which is Imperial is not. So
Imperial. It's
bless
called
you.
Imperial because the it's called Imperial because it was the standard across the empire.
Ah, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
It's the Imperial standard.
I see.
Yeah. So
'Cause- yeah.
Well, like I said, my answer being I can't think of anything right now, Steve. I'm sorry, but because literally everything is being turned out. I mean, Clearprop just announced a very nice little Soviet fighter plane called the LAGG-3 from World War II, and there has not been a good quality kit of that for a long time. ICM makes a copy of that from way back when, but other than that, there really isn't anything. So every time you turn around, somebody's turning out something you thought you'd never see or you forgot about.
Except at
Yeah.
Audi A3.
I did get asked to fix a Humvee once, and I said, "What's wrong with it?" And they went, "We're not sure, but we think the steering rack snapped. One of the rods on the steering rack snapped." All right, yeah, I'm not doing that. I said, I'm not here to work on American vehicles. Because that wasn't my job that day. I was on a different job that day.
And what was the response?
The response was, "Well, we can't get a specialist mechanic to do the drivetrain." And I went, "Unlucky."
Yeah.
Because in the American Army, their mechanics don't fix. Like, we have to fix any type of wheeled vehicle.
Right.
Their mechanics they specialize in certain parts of a vehicle. So you'll have mechanics that focus on the electrics, some that focus on tires, some that focus on steering, some that focus on something else.
Okay, I see. Ooh.
Which
No
makes it a
idea.
pain if they got to do multiple jobs on a vehicle.
Yeah, that made perfect sense in an actual conflict, wouldn't it?
Well, that's how, when we did the J-model course over at the factory, they were saying, "Okay, well, that's avionics. So when do the Oxy guys get here? When do the nav guys get here?" We're just like, "No, we're all of it." And they could not understand how we could remember all that information.
It's kind of. I mean, my background, I'm not military. My background is fluid power, and a friend of mine went to the head office in Germany, and they said, "What are you a specialist in?" He said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, do you do pumps or accumulators or valves, or do you do servos or solenoid valves?" And he just said, "Well, we do all of it." And they go, "What?"
Yeah.
It's interesting you said that, Mikey, about the Americans having, mechanics for this, that, and the other thing. And yet in certainly the non-union working world in America, multitasking is the way of employers, where you do more than one job of a specific type. You get trained in it within the company, of course, but when things are needed in one area or another, they pull people over to that, and you're expected to be able to pitch in and do what you can. So it's interesting that in the military they segmented it like that, where you have mechanics for different things.
I think
Just noting the irony of it.
Yeah, I think the reason for that is when you're doing it in civilian world, only the people that are qualified to do that job, you'd only hire the people that are qualified to do the job anyway, because they're going to be out on the road on their own. Whereas with the army, especially with the American army, because it's so vast, they've got enough people that they can just focus on teaching one particular subject.
I see.
They don't have to worry about being able to cover lots of different things. They've got the manpower to compensate for the lack of knowledge. Julian says, Welsh is entirely. Go on.
I was about to say, I'm not a specialist. I stuff up everything. That is all.
Julian says, Welsh is entirely phonetic. Provided you know how to pronounce the letters, you're golden. Plus, it's the only language with double letters as a single letter. K, the, f, ng, f, f, r, and the.
Yes. Right. Sorry, can you say LL again? No, that's wrong.
So Llangollen is spelled double L, ANGOLLEN. It's Llangollen.
I'm sorry to hear that. My lovely partner is Maltese, and that is as weird and messed up as Welsh.
Darkside says Italeri make an Audi Quattro and Revel have an Audi R8 kit.
What year though? 84, or are we talking like a current thing?
She doesn't know she's not a hairdresser.
Oh, dude, Mikey!
Won't let that go. Get in with the hairdresser.
Bitch.
I remember
Right,
being on when me and my dad used to ride motorbikes. One day we'd gone out on the, and I was on the pillion passenger on the back of his bike, and we stopped at traffic lights, and this Audi R8 or whatever it was, not an Audi R8, Audi TT pulled up next to us, and this guy was like fopping revving his engine because all he could see is these two fat blokes sat on the back of a motorbike, and he was like revving his engine and tried to do a racing start, and my dad just looked at him go off, and he went, "You ready?" And I went, "Yeah, go on." I held on. And my dad just opened up the throttle and just went vroom, straight past him. And the guy was like, "What the fuck?"
I don't think he'll be bragging about that at the pub.
No. Well,
My car is definitely not that. It is not a sports car. It is a car.
well, what not a lot of people, especially car drivers, realise is that motorbikes have an incredibly good power to weight ratio.
Yes, they do.
So even with me and my dad on, my motorbike used to do 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. About 4 seconds.
Yep. Oh, I see it all the time here. Crotch rockets with the kids on them.
Yeah. So an Audi TT is just, yeah.
Yeah.
You might as well just stay at the traffic lights.
Well, yeah, and that an Audi TT couldn't compete against an EV now, but
Well,
they still look pretty, and that's my point. Why would you make a model of something that doesn't look pretty, like a Hamden?
Well, I'll tell you what, speaking of aesthetics, well, go ahead and finish the comments, Mikey.
Yeah,
No,
sorry.
no, carry on, mate.
Oh, well, okay. Well, then I'll finish what I was going to say. Regarding aesthetics with modeling, in that case, there are certain models, kind of like the certain breeds of dogs, that their ugliness is beauty. And what Mikey's working on right there is a good example. There's also the A7, the German World War I tank, which is like an apartment building with tracks.
Yes.
I've got
It's utterly impractical, and
Put your teeth back in, Jim.
yeah. Well, maybe I've been hanging on to you too much, Mr. Connolly. I'm starting to flub.
It's catching, I tell you.
Yeah, it can be. But nonetheless, you talk about the Hamden. Yeah, that's a plane that I find attractive and would love to build because of its less than attractive appearance is the Wellington. It's not the most beautiful plane in the world, but its service record is unquestioned, and it was a damn good design. And that was a plane that lasted a long time. I mean, Coastal Command wound up keeping them long into the war because they were useful. They did a great job.
Wonderfully refreshing, Jim, to hear an American say that something that's not American is a great design.
There's plenty. There's plenty out there. Yes, there you go. Yes. Did you know?
It's
Did you
refreshing
know?
to hear an American admit that not everything was a myth built by the Americans.
Well, we wouldn't have the P-51 Mustang as history remembers it would not be there without the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine put in there.
Hell yeah.
It was originally designed as a tactical aircraft with a low altitude, very well performing low altitude engine. But when they combined it with the Merlin, they got the high altitude interceptor or escort, I should say, that they needed for long range bombing missions. But nonetheless, I'm starting to go down a rabbit hole, so I'll get my.
Well, it's a good rabbit hole, Jim. I'll just say very quickly, I've got a beautiful book on the P-51.
Did you just say Jim has a nice rabbit hole?
That's what I heard.
Mikey, where is your mind at today? My goodness, you talk about hairdressers and rabbit holes.
That's what you said.
Anyway, so what I was saying, this book makes it very clear that the P-51 wouldn't have been a thing if it weren't for the British ordering it. They ordered it before the Americans did because the Americans thought, we don't really see the point.
Yeah, Yeah, you're right. They didn't take too well to it, but the British needed it in its original version as the A-36. They were looking for a close support aircraft.
Yeah. It was a
And
remarkable
it's
book.
kind of a yeah.
Go get it. Show it off.
I'll have to leave the room.
Go through the comments. Dominique says there are Audi RS4 and RS6 available, but they are resin models.
Yeah, that's
also
not a model
Hair
upgrade.
clips, spare combs.
I don't have to turn off my cam, Mikey, because it's off.
Mr. Evans says ICM is making a 148th Hamden next year.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes, they are.
Nice.
That'd
Ivan
be,
says, do you know the
nice.
difference between the Foden truck and a giraffe?
No,
One
I don't.
has hydraulics, the other has high bollocks.
Very good, Chef. Very good.
That is good. That is good.
Yeah. Darkside says, well, because I couldn't sleep last night, I went through the ICM website and found a load of models I'd love to build. Most are passenger cars, though.
Well, that's
The good
fine.
thing is,
That's fine, Tiffany. Yeah.
if you go on to companies like Scale Model Shop and Amazon and stuff like that, they quite often have deals up. So, like at the minute, I think one of the Model Ts is reduced to the fire engine Model T is reduced to £18 at the minute.
Wow. I've
Price,
built
yeah.
their delivery van, ICM Model T, and it's a beautiful kit. It really is.
Yes.
So,
Look.
is that the book, Paul? You went and got it.
Yes. Yes, I went and got it.
Ooh, boy, Julian hitting us with the obscure stuff.
The Bloom and Voss 141B General Aircraft Gal.5 and Miles M.39B, the Bella, were all weird-looking aircraft, and in my honest opinion, would be great kits.
I agree with Julian. Yes, I
Very
have an idea what the Miles Magister is, but the Blohm and Voss 141, I kind of got a rough idea, but they did make some very, very odd designs.
Very strange. Yeah.
To me, they're just
What is
plain
happening?
things. Julian says the Northrop Gamma commercial just looks like an egg kit pretending to be a real aircraft.
I'll take your word for it.
Graham says ugly is beauty. That's what I keep telling myself.
Yeah.
Like,
Bulldogs are ugly, beautiful dogs. I love them.
They're lovely. Julian says splutters at the rabbit hole. Damn it, Mikey, I was drinking then. So you too were admiring Jim's rabbit hole.
Yes. Is it wrong for a man to admire another man's rabbit hole? I think.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you don't cover it.
24.
Yeah. But anyway, I was saying about the Wimpy, the Wellington. It was called the Wimpy by its British air crews, and Wimpy was a character in the Popeye cartoons of the time.
I thought it was a burger chain.
J. Wellington Wimpy was the cartoon character. He would always ask, he would always say, "I would gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today."
Ooh.
Oh, that guy.
Yes, and that is how the Wellington got its nickname of the Wimpy. Apparently, the British were big on Popeye. I mean, I've seen more than a few airplanes adorned with the Popeye cartoon character, and they were British and Canadian and other nations of the Commonwealth. So it's interesting that didn't realize Popeye had become an international cartoon character in the by the time of the Second World War.
Yeah. It's very popular at the time. Yeah, certainly. Now, do you know why it's geodetic construction, Jim? Any idea why it's built?
I'm sorry, what the Wellington?
Yes.
Well, it's got that lattice design. I think Barnes Wallace was the one who came up with that. I'm not sure, but
Yes.
I think he was instrumental in that design. It offered incredible strength.
Yeah.
which is why it made it back. It brought its crews back across Europe with damage that was very, very serious. And it's still full. I mean, everybody talks about the Flying Fortress, and yes, it did literally bring its crews back home on a wing and a prayer. But so did the Wellington.
Yeah. So the reason, like, it was the second aircraft he did with that design. The first one was the Wellesley, which of course is
Yes, the Wellesley.
Wellington's
Yes,
actual name.
yes.
Yeah,
Matchbox makes a kit of that.
they do. And I built the Vellum one about a year and a bit ago. Yeah, bit of a struggle. Anyway, the reason why he went for that design is because he worked on the crew building the R101 airship. So that's what he was used to.
Ah, okay. The R101. All right.
Only John Marley would build a Wellesley?
Wellesley.
Yes.
Yes, named after the
What?
Duke of Wellington.
Okay.
A remarkable aircraft that
No,
flew
it's-
to Darwin, Australia in record time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I found this.
Wellesley, if I remember, was an open cockpit aircraft.
Yes.
Whew.
It
Wow.
was
Bit of a cold flight.
remarkable.
I found this this text here. So basically, this guy. There's a lot of people mentioned in this, but he further noted that Winant had given certain instructions to the Air Corps. Lappin also wrote to Hives on the same day to elaborate that Ambassador Winant had cabled instructions to Arnold to install a Packard Merlin in this machine immediately and give priority 1 to the factory.
Mm-hmm.
And lo, it became a Merlin Mustang.
Right. Well, I believe the Mustang was the name the British gave it too. I think the original name of the aircraft was the Apache.
That's correct. Yes.
Um,
So yeah,
okay.
what impressed me about that book was how British the Mustang is, but also how American it is.
So what's the subtitle of that book? P-51B Mustang.
North American's bastard stepchild that saved the 8th Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the
Yeah.
name for it, isn't it?
Can we-
James William Marshall and Lowell F. Ford. And it's one of the best books I've ever read.
Whilst this is all
Oh.
terribly interesting,
Yeah.
could we catch up on the comments, gentlemen?
Oh,
Yes.
please.
Onward.
Okay, I'll shush.
Julian says, those were all aircraft Winkle Brown flew, by the way.
Yeah, which one didn't he fly?
Kieran says, I'm pretty sure we Brits had Mustang 1s, the A with the Allison engine, and not the A36, which was the dive bomber, in service throughout the war. We also had Mustang 3s and 4s with B, C, and D.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know, it's a flyy thing. Oh, hell no, I was not admiring anything. Lol. You said it now, that's it. Kieran says, so although the Merlin variants are more well known, the Allison engine variants also had a long service with the British anyway. There we go.
Yes, they did have a service with the Americans, but I think the British held on to them longer.
Tiff says, I have my research head on. The Bloman Voss 141B is a model kit already by SK Models, and so is the Miles M39B Labella, which is an A&V models. The other isn't a model kit yet. There we go. This is why she's head of research.
Yep, that's right.
Now all we need is some developments.
Mm.
Julian says, Mikey Tiff, I've posted a pic of Northrop Gamma in Discord. Cool.
Thank
I'll
you,
have a look
Julian.
later. Mr. Evans says, "Oh,
Oh, is that Tobias?
That's Tobias.
Hello,
Yeah.
Tobias. I like your name.
Gary says the Wellesley and Wellington were named for the same person, Arthur
Right.
Wellesley, first Duke of Wellington."
That's correct,
Yep.
Gary. Yeah. Glad you're up on your British history, Gary. That's good. I give you an A. Not bad for an Englishman.
No.
Yes. Well, he was public school boy, you know. Hot crumpets,
Yeah, me
between
too.
buttocks and all that.
Me too. Yeah.
Hot crumpets at dawn.
I'm sorry, what was it?
Hot crumpets between the buttocks at dawn.
I was just thinking, is that what the young ones call it these days?
Oh dear.
Gary says Wellington's abode of Apsley House has the official postal address at number 1 London. There we go.
Been there. I've never
Okay.
seen so much gold in my life. It's an amazing place.
I just remember the character of Wellington on the Blackadder series, played by Stephen Fry.
Oh, here we go. It's a fun fact about the Wellesley. So it flew. It's a long-range development flight. 3 of these aircraft under command of this guy flew from Ismailia in Egypt to Darwin, Australia, 7,162 miles or 11,500 kilometres, setting a world distance record. All 3 aircraft broke the record, but number 2 aircraft landed in West Timor, 500 miles short of the objective. It remained unbroken until November 1945, and this flight is still the longest by any aircraft with a single piston engine.
Remarkable.
Obviously,
That's
it
impressive.
had 7 pistons, but it was a single engine.
Yeah, that is very impressive.
Ooh, Postman's just pulled up on the side. Okay, so this next comment I do have to explain before it comes up because of our American friends. They use the word in a completely different way to what we do in the UK. In the UK, the word
I know
fag
what it
is not
means.
an offensive term.
I know what it
I'm not
means.
referring to you, Jim. I mean any Americans that are watching.
Oh, okay. I don't think there's many Americans watching, but it could be.
I get a few. Watch my channel. In the UK, we don't use it in the same context. In the UK,
So
it's
which
not
word?
a derogatory term.
Is it finished yet, Mikey?
Wait for it.
Yeah. So Ivan says old Waitrose did a lot of fagging, though, Mikey. Yeah. That's why I
Right.
explained it. It's not used in the same context in the UK.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah. When I first heard it, I was like, "What did he just say?"
Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay. So what does it mean over there? Because I think I'm with Jim on this
So,
one.
so
It is a
I,
very harsh term for a homosexual.
Oh, I know
which
that.
word are we talking about? I missed this one.
The naughty word Waitrose. Oh, it's the other one. Oh, sorry. It's
Wait,
yeah,
gross.
bagging.
Oh yes.
So what does it mean in the UK?
So what? Not so much in the UK, but in UK public schools, what it means is basically they do odd jobs for the sixth formers and things. So like they'll polish the sixth formers' shoes for them, and they'll make sure their uniforms are ironed for the morning and things like that.
Sounds like a
Bastardization.
cool.
Hmm. Yes.
June says, note to self, do not drink during Mikey's live streams.
Yes.
Okay. Look what I've got new stickers. Woo, Bristol Modeler.
Oh,
Go big
We did
screen.
a sticker
Let's
swap.
see those.
Bristol Modeler.
Nice.
He is
Focus. I love it.
he is a young man from Bristol, obviously.
I would hope so. Yes.
He's 9. I think he's 19 years old, and he is a fantastic scale modeler. He follows me on
Excellent.
Instagram.
Does he have a
He's on
YouTube channel?
Instagram. Do go and check him out. He's
Oh,
a
just on
great modeler,
Instagram?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
and he's a really nice guy.
Well, Bristol Modeler, if you're watching, welcome.
Shut up with your noisy car. Go and get a proper car.
like an Audi.
Maybe it's an Audi.
Yeah, they have the same exhaust. Gary says, only one way to win a campaign. Shout, shout, and shout again. Meh.
Wah,
Meh. My God, it sounds like Wales, doesn't it?
wah.
Duke says, the Wellington is my second favourite plane behind the Mark 1A Spitfire.
Ah,
Yeah,
lovely.
I like the Mark 1.
Yeah, but you love everything about Wellington, though, Dukey.
John, did you notice how nobody says the Hamptons they've ever played?
Have you noticed that nobody said anything about Audi?
Ivan said they warmed the toilet seat for them. Yes.
Hmm.
And Gary says a prefect having a fag was like an officer having a Batman.
See, now I just learned a different application to the word. I had been thinking it was strictly a term for cigarette.
Ah.
Yeah. But it's how the other half live as well, isn't it, Gary? And I can say that because I'm his friend.
Used to be.
We're his friend.
There you go.
But not at my school. Okay.
There you go, Bristol Modeler. Your sticker is now on my cutting mat.
Lovely.
Excellent.
With a
Excellent.
hornet flying over the Clifton Bridge, from what I saw, would that be correct as
There you go.
an assumption? Oh, yeah.
Probably. Something like that.
Oh.
There you go. You've got Models for Heroes, Bristol Modeler, Friends of Models for Heroes, me, and then Models for Heroes again.
Yeah.
Nice.
I look forward to my bearded veteran sticker. I could put that on my cutting mat right next to my icky sticky label.
Yeah.
Hey, John, you going to show them the back of your phone?
Why not?
Yeah, let's see it. Show us your backside,
Okay.
John.
Show us your backside.
Oh,
Come on.
now there you go.
Show Jim your rabbit hole.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah, let's keep
this
it
was
family.
a gift from the island of Japan to my cutting mat. So I'll put it next to my hobby factory sort of sticker there. I think.
Right. Nice. I like it. I like the Tamiya logo.
It's nicer than a Vellum logo, isn't it?
Well, you know, at least the red doesn't fade. Yeah.
Oh,
Vellum, I don't know. They're kind of like one of those hit or miss model makers. I believe they're short run kits too, right? They only make so many of them. They're tooling and not designed for long term molding process.
Well, that's right. So Hamden,
like a Haval car.
I've got a thing for British aircraft. Like, there's no surprise there, but I particularly like World War II, and this goes a long way towards making, well, probably one of most British aircraft and bombers. So I've got the Lancaster. I've got two of those. I've got the Wellington. I've got the Hamden. You know. I can't remember the name of it again. The really ugly one that flies nose down.
One Direction.
That one.
Oh,
Oh,
Well played, sir. That was hilarious.
oh dear.
Ivan says, Gary said they didn't do it at his school. Honest.
What, faggy? Sorry?
Ivan says, I think at Eton the practice still goes on today, about 300 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
probably.
you know, I think it's
talking
actually
to
worse than the other type of fagging. Certainly these days. I don't think it should be
Yeah.
allowed.
Well, they banned it in a lot of public schools, didn't they?
Yeah, because it's called bastardization. Like, it leads to suicide and stuff.
Yeah. But don't forget, you can't say that word on YouTube. Self-deletion. you
Oh,
gotta
okay.
say. I put the link in if anyone wants to join in for the last half hour. I'm more than welcome to.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's 6:25. Holy cow!
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're an hour and a half in.
Yeah, it's
Anyone wants to be brave enough and come and join us. Julian says, same language separating two countries reminds me of the apocryphal story about Richard Burton, UK actor, told by a US director to grab Elizabeth Taylor's fanny.
oh
Yeah,
Yeah.
that means something very different in the UK.
yeah, but he must have done it very well though, because you know.
Well, if everybody remembers the Faulty Towers episode with the American, you move from that spot, Faulty, I'm gonna bust your ass. And he says, "Well, you Americans, everything you Americans say has to do with the bottom end, huh?"
I'm sorry,
He
we're
didn't
right out of
understand what he was
Wardles.
saying. Bust his ass? Yes, ass.
Gary says, Whitley.
Whitley.
Yeah, the Whitley is just plain
Thank
ugly.
Gary says, yes, chef. but eaten at oiks. Very true. And Julian says, isn't that kind of fagging a variation of slave labor? Yes, it is. It's also about teaching the younger one that when they get to sixth form, that they're better than the people that don't know as much as them.
Well, I think it's like working for McDonald's, I would imagine, because I've never done it. So you give a 15-year-old a little bit of power and they don't know how to handle it yet because they've not learnt. So doing that does not teach them. It teaches them to be the sort of people that I would find repulsive in later life.
Yes. Otherwise known as politicians.
Oh, no, I was going to say British, but you know.
Ooh, okay.
Well, this is hilarious.
Right.
I'll tell you what, anybody built a dragon model armor? There are 1,000,001 small parts to look after. I'm just looking at what I have to paint when it comes time to paint, and I've got so many parts off the vehicle that are going to have to go on after painting, and it's like, wow, okay,
Right.
I got to keep a track of all of this stuff.
No, I've not gone down that route, however you want to say that. I do have a Puma here. That would be a nice build.
The dragon copy of it?
That was skillfully avoided using the other expression there, John.
Puma.
No, when you said that other route.
Oh,
I avoid going down that other route. Skillfully avoided using the alternative expression, given the context of conversations we've had today.
yeah. Well, you know.
Oh, God. Get on there.
Right. Oh no.
This Edward Mark 9 Spitfire,
Yep.
I must admit, is a beautiful kit.
Yeah.
Mark 9, quarter scale or 72nd, Paul?
Quarter.
This is 148, yeah.
Okay, 'cause I've got the Mark 8. I built the Gray Nurse
Mm.
years back, about 5 years ago. And
Is-
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Jim, this is my first Edward. It's beautiful.
I'll say this: they're great models. You can't. Their molding and sharpness of detail is strictly, out of this world, state of the art. However, I think they're a bit over-engineered. There are some part assemblies they could have narrowed down to a few less pieces per assembly. The Spitfire landing wheelbase, for instance,
Yeah.
how they go together. There's, I think, 7 parts per side, or 6 parts per side. I can't remember. I saved the direction specifically because it kind of gave me shock when I first built the model.
Mhm.
But I do want to build one again just to get it right. The first one was a little sloppy.
Ivan says, all right, thanks, Gary, mate. And Julian says, when my late father did national service, his officer wanted Dad as a Batman. Dad declined. He didn't want to spend 2 years as a servant. Yeah.
Well, I've heard the term Batman. Yeah.
That's basically what fagging is.
Well, no. Well, it's more of a just a
Except
personal
from-
assistant.
Yeah.
Are you an expert on fagging, John? What are we talking about here?
Rabbit hole and fagging, eh, John? You seem to know a lot more than you let on.
It seems to me that would be what they call in the U.S. military the adjutant, or
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's a.
I mean, the lieutenant or the captain that was the general's leg look at Batman.
Yeah, so
because
adjutant is more of an official role, so doing paperwork, signing things on behalf of, and sort of organising what he sees and all that sort of stuff. Whereas a Batman, there's more to do with just ironing the shirts and
right,
you know,
provide make sure the uniform's ready to go and blah blah blah.
yeah, all that yak.
Okay.
They asked me if I wanted to be a Batman. I said no. Oh, God, Batman.
I actually giggled at that. I shouldn't have. Sorry.
Maybe they were painted on vehicles.
Yeah. June says,
Oh,
Be back
Mikey, what
later.
happened? Did he disappear?
Maybe. So Julian says,
And
"Be back
Ivan
later."
said-
Kara, arrive. He's
I just said that.
pausing now.
And then Ivan
We
says,
didn't hear you.
Ah.
You're back.
well, people,
Keep
it is
talking.
time for me to have Mr. Insulin's little break. I wish you a great afternoon, and I'll see you tomorrow. Mikey, thanks for a fantastic stream, and bye, TTFN. Most
Okay,
everybody.
see you, Ivan. Take
see you
care.
later.
Be
There
seeing
are-
you.
The people on here are rather wonderful, in my opinion. I have missed you, John.
Oh, I was only away a couple of days.
I know,
He was
but I'm
counting the
seeing you
minutes.
all fucking day. Granny says, so long, Ivan. Yeah. Well, I'm used to seeing you almost every day now, aren't I?
Yeah. Yeah. I saw
What?
Dominic on Discord last night.
I must admit, Mikey, because of your channel, I see John more than I used to.
Is that used to or want to?
Yeah, bit of column A, bit of column B.
Bit of that.
He's not saying because he doesn't want to upset you.
Oh,
Got a moth.
Because he's the caring brother.
The kinder, gentler Marley. So, Paul, may I ask you, what do you do for a living?
I teach hydraulics,
Okay.
which is a really odd thing because not a lot of people do. I work for a German hydraulic company.
Ah, okay.
I teach hydraulics, and I was never in the military.
Well, hydraulics is everywhere.
Yeah.
It is. It absolutely is. So yeah, that's what I do. Jim, what about yourself?
Well, I'm not working now. I used to.
I believe you're retired from the other streams we've seen, but yeah, what did you use? to do?
Metal fabrication. I was a machine operator. I did some TIG welding, flat steel punch press, forming, press brake. Primarily those three, but also other minor tasks too. And worked in about 15 years in the business. And yeah, it was. I liked it. I mean, I kind of wish I'd found out about this earlier in my life. I would have gone for welding and got a certificate.
Guess what, Jim?
Hmm.
My dad is a welder.
Yeah, he's probably a pro welder. I'm just a guy who learned MIG welding, which is, probably one of the bottom rungs of it. But it's important. I'm not saying it isn't. It's a throwaway skill, but I found a real joy in doing the work, especially forming, making a part from a flat piece of steel.
Yeah.
It was interesting. First, I was scared to death of the machinery, but then I learned to operate it, and I wasn't afraid of it anymore.
Yeah, he was a coded welder. My dad.
Coded welder. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Which means what he's
It
ticking.
means when he welded anything, he had to put a stamp
self-certifying.
on with his code on it. His individual code,
I see. Okay.
which meant that if that weld ever failed, he would legally be responsible for it.
right.
Right.
That's some professional welding. That's some real professional welding, man.
Because he used to weld things like the big liquid oxygen tanks for refineries and things like that.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, it's some serious business.
Mm.
Yeah, I used to work with a guy who was a welder for aircraft. He worked for a small aircraft manufacturing firm, and he knew every application of welding under the sun. It was incredible the stuff he knew.
Yeah.
My view is anyone that works in IT, and I'm sorry for those who are listening in, I'm just being a generalizing idiot. Anyone who works in IT should stop it and get into metalwork.
Market's flooded with IT people, I would guess.
Not enough people in Australia know metalwork. The biggest skill shortage in Australia right now is metal workers.
I think anyone who leaves school now would be far better off doing apprenticeships than going to university.
I
Totally
agree.
agree.
Yeah. I don't know about the UK or Australia, but in America, they're bringing a lot of jobs back, and they don't have enough labor-related people.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, there's a couple of television show hosts are out there who anyway, one of them said, you want a good paying job with a short time of learning about it specifically, go to trade school. You make a lot of money, and you'll be able to support a family, and you will within depending on what you're doing, within 5 years you'll have everything you need to command a very good salary, something that certainly can afford the cost of living in this world.
Mm.
Exactly, because if you think about it, it doesn't matter how good technology is. Oh, sod off with your stupid poxy little car. You little boy.
That's no way to talk to Jim.
I was talking to Paul and his Audi. It doesn't matter how good technology and AI is, if you don't have an electrician to wire the plug to plug it into, it ain't going to work.
That's right. That's right. Yes, sir.
That's I was an electrician until all the burning bodies and burning buildings and stuff started to affect me. So I went off and fixed planes instead. You can kill more people that way.
Not that we condone such actions on this channel.
They certainly don't.
YouTube gods.
But seriously, I'm guessing that maybe that's the case. See, I was thinking that ageism, which is a real thing in the world, not just America, but around the world, I thought that might be catching up to me post 50 in the machine shop business. But no, on the contrary, they can't find enough reliable people. In the time I was working at one company, we fired a couple of guys who really knew their stuff, but their attendance and their discipline of being at work on time every day was horrendous. It was absolutely awful, but yet they knew so much. But it was like, no, we got to, you're no good to us if you're not here. So they were literally fired for lack of attendance.
Wow.
And so I was told, there's plenty of work out there, and sure enough, there was. I mean, if I could do it, I could still be making a decent buck right now. And I'm not even qualified. They want a warm body that will be willing to learn whatever they want to throw at you. And I went into more than one place. Like, okay,
it's the same as fagging, really.
Pardon me? Hey, I'll tell you what. There was a good dollar to be made, even in a non-union shop. And like I said,
only enough. They say that about Audi drivers as well.
Relentless.
There's plenty of money to be made when they're going down them streets.
Mikey,
everyone needs a hairdresser.
Mikey, read the comments or do something important, mate.
You want me to do something important?
So good.
He's about to kick me out.
Be.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Ian says, "Bye, Ivan. Respect my authority." Gary says,
"That's it. We'll call you the bearded Cartman."
I like my cheesy poofs. Gary says, but we can't find enough skilled work.
You did that far too well.
Yeah. That's because nobody wants to work for them anymore.
Well, that and the fact they keep on getting sort of like sucked out of the airframe, but it's different.
Yeah.
Just no fagging.
Well,
I can't believe that when they originally designed the 747, they made the cargo door open outwards on a pressurized aircraft.
No, it's okay. It's all to do with the locks.
Yeah, but it wasn't even like a sliding door or anything like that. It was just
No.
a door that opens outwards.
Yeah, but I had 8 individual sort of like over center locks. I think it's going to be all right. Well, if one fails,
Yeah.
got another 7.
Yeah, but that was the problem. It didn't.
Oh,
But
that
it
door.
only-
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, that particular door.
Off mechanism.
No.
The door
What's the
kept falling out.
737?
Sorry, I thought you were talking about the. Oh God, no! Stupidly, I was thinking of like before the 707. It was the KC 135. They only
Yeah.
built the 707 as an afterthought.
No, I thought the 707 came first, and the Air Force adopted the KC-135 from it.
No, it's the other way around.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, because they had the 747, but at the time they didn't. One of the other defects they had was they didn't have the pressurization vents in the floors.
Oh, okay.
What kept happening was the door would blow off because the pressure would get too much and blow the door out because it opened outwards, and because there's no pressurization vents in the floors, the floor would just collapse because the change in air pressure, and the aircraft would just fall apart.
So I flew on an Aleutian 86 once going to the Middle East, and I was watching how they closed the door, and I didn't see it because it seals from the outside. And I was just thinking, that's weird. I just don't know if that's safe. Anyway, 2 days later, one door blew off in midair in Senegal and killed everybody on board. I was not surprised. Just
Was
disappointed.
very nice of him. Do they use their illusion?
Well, that's a terrible album.
Graham says, "Have you noticed when you use a search engine, you always see AI suggestion first? To me, that is scary. No human input." Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a very clear view on AI.
Duke says, "My boss said you should have been here at 8 o'clock." I said, "Why? What happened?"
That's good.
Paul turned up instead of Gary.
Yeah. Gary says all airliners have outward opening cargo doors so they can fit a pallet behind them. Yes, but they have decent locks on
Engineering
them.
is a wonderful thing.
Even if it is on an Audi.
So here's the thing. This isn't very clear. I'd imagine you've got the radial engine, but 2 halves of the nacelle, top and bottom, and you got the aft firewall, I guess. But it doesn't
There you go,
show. Oh yes, yeah, that was the job I did. Yep. The cargo door.
Apparently, what they think happened was the loaders accidentally banged into the door when they were moving the truck or whatever it is, and it damaged the lock. So when they locked it, it didn't lock properly, so it blew out and the floor
Yeah.
collapsed. Ripped a couple of rows of seats out.
Yeah. So Hercules used to have one of those doors on the forward left-hand side. Only the A model. When they made the E, they got rid of it because it had a habit of undoing itself.
Yes.
It's a bit of a pain in the A, you saying?
Yeah, yeah. They did change a couple of things to the A. Everybody likes a bit of A.
John knows a lot of things about planes, and I've been also very impressed with Jim's knowledge.
Yeah.
You've noticed the only contribution I've made about plane knowledge is I looked up something in a book.
Oh,
John does the same. It's just off camera.
oh yeah, sure.
That's why he knows so much, because he reads it from a book.
I know English. I read it in a book.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, easily. I was totally amazed when I learned that he was actually English.
Oh, Andrew Sachs. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a brilliant actor. He played that so well.
Can you remember who's Andrew Sachs?
Manuel,
Manuel.
Oh, yes. Yes.
you are a waste of space. He hits him right in the forehead with that soup spoon. Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, ole.
So he used to be on
Whoa.
an ad in Australia back in the 80s, I'd say. So we had just a wine called Carte d'Or, Cortedor. Carte d'Or. So the customer would ask for, I'd like a
That's
Carte
ice
d'Or,
cream,
please.
now.
Yeah, and so it was actually, Andrew Sachs, and he said, "Ke?" And Carte d'Or. I want a carte. Anyway, he comes in holding a Carte d'Or, and it's still funny now.
We are
See,
orally
Bill?
men. Yes.
I bought Carte d'Or.
Adore.
Boom, boom. Back in a mo.
Dominique says, I went to the doctor and he says, your DNA is backwards. I say, and?
that's actually very funny.
Dominique, are you hanging around with Julian?
Gary says, the Paris DC-10 crash was caused by mechanics doing a field mod on the locking pins of the cargo bay, sadly shortening them by 2 centimeters instead of lengthening them.
Oh!
Oh, no.
I'd you
Oh,
like
the
to
old
get more
direction
word
problem.
about that? Oh my God!
We were talking about resin models earlier. Gary, I think on Monday you recorded on this channel. You're completing a resin kit, first resin kit you've done for ages. I can't remember what it was. There's some obscure weird thing, Gary Evans. Can you tell us what that was?
Ooh, I can't remember.
And yes, Mikey, I watch your channel.
I know you watch my channel, buddy.
It's the only reason I got an invite.
You're a good person with good taste. Unlike your brother.
Yeah.
No one's ever said that to John.
Well, I don't watch his channel.
You
No,
are.
you're usually on it. You are the channel. Martin
Gary
Baker,
says-
Tank Buster. Yes,
There we go.
that's right. That
Oh
rings a bell.
yeah,
You were
yeah,
saying it was
that really
dedicated
weird
tank buster.
thing. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that one.
So, John, it's not only you that makes obscure stuff.
Mm. Ah, yeah, but Gary's doing it because somebody sent him it, because Mystery Box Nick sent him it. And because he likes unusual things, namely aircraft. Come on, I'm waiting for this copy to dry.
11.
Oh, we're back.
11.
What are we on? We're on 12 minutes.
Hmm.
Cool. So, not Paul. How are you doing?
Yeah. So as I said, I was trying to work out how the hell this all goes together because the instructions are not clear. So I had to cut all the bits off to see how it actually fits.
Hmm.
Yeah, I need to do that.
Oh, you.
Yeah. I take it you've not noticed your name now, John.
No. That's funny. Oh. Did see it. I'll see if I can pull up a photo in the last 10 minutes.
It's funny. I'm just putting the ends of the wings on. Suddenly, this thing looks like a Spitfire because it hasn't until now.
Yeah?
Yeah, just that bit. Lemming of the BDA. Is that you, Modbender, or is that Mikey? Someone's got an
Neither.
evil streak.
Julian says, back.
Ah.
Where is it?
Our Jim had to look twice then.
I've seen it. Yes, I'm. What did Queen Victoria used to say? We are not amused. You took away my lemming of the BDA. The men's life in the British Dental Association.
I'm just trying to put it back into Julian's head about you in spandex and a bandana.
I don't know who's got it more in his head, yours or someone else. I don't know, man. That's staying around longer than I thought. Of course, the difference between me and Mr. Motivator is that I'm a horse of a different color.
Well, there is that. So, which came first, you or Mr. Motivator?
Well, I would guess him because that photograph looks like it's right out of 1985.
It's probably early 90s, I think.
Close enough.
Yeah.
85, good year that.
Yeah, it was.
Seems like my beautiful wife that year.
I was 21 in 1985.
Wow.
Yes, we know, Mikey. You weren't born yet.
No, I'm trying to think how old my dad was.
I think he's a year younger than me. I think he's a year. I think he
Yeah.
was 20, right? 1965 is when he was born.
Yeah, because I was 23 when he was 23 when I was born.
Right. There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
Good old 1965.
In my day.
Oh,
That's
here's
when
a
the
photo.
Americans. That's when the Americans started taking over.
Oh, we got to
Look
put that on
cute.
big screen.
What do we
It's funny how much better looking I was back then.
Hey, there you go. What happened?
I still don't know
What
who's
happened to
who.
your
but-
hair? You guys had such beautiful dark hair back then.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So there you go. Isn't that
It was,
cute?
Yeah, funnily enough, they
Alright.
weren't born with white hair like albinos.
yeah, we turned grey the following year, I think.
Yeah.
Grade by third grade.
You're not
Yeah.
wrong.
You're not wrong at all.
Yeah.
At least I still got hair. Oh, sorry, I don't want to be rude, Jim, but no. I actually mean that as a slight.
Just means he's more virile, doesn't it, Jim?
Hmm?
The bald hair just means you're more virile.
I'll tell you what, my sex life improved big time when I went Heisenberg.
I got no idea what that means.
The girlfriend I
No.
was dating at the time, when I met her about a year
Heisenberg, not sex.
after I shaved my head, and I showed her a photo of me with hair, with the landing strip hairstyle, and she said, "I wouldn't recognize you any other way than bald." And she kissed my beautiful bald head.
Mm.
Oh.
Wow.
When we were a kid, my dad would fall asleep on the armchair, and me and my sister would play noughts and crosses on his head. He used to go mad.
Can't imagine why.
We got told off because we were kids. We didn't realise that the pen we'd picked was a permanent marker, and he had work the next day. And he
Fantastic.
didn't realise.
What?
He hadn't, because we'd done it like where someone with hair, where their crown would be at the top of the back of
Yeah.
the head.
Okay. I
We
get
hadn't
it.
seen
All right.
in the mirror. And because it was permanent marker, it hadn't washed off.
Awesome.
So we got told off.
I bet.
That's worth it though. That's good.
Yeah. I love my dad. He's such a lovely guy. Julian
Not
said,
everyone can say that.
eh?
Not everyone can say that. I absolutely echo your sentiments. We've got a wonderful
Yeah.
dad, but
We
not
love
everyone
your
is
dad
like
too.
No, I'm with you guys. Yep, Dad's a good guy.
And it's a funny bloke as well.
He's bloody hilarious. Actually.
He's not going to be anything other than lovely and funny if he's Remy.
Rainy, get it right.
Rainy.
Rainy,
Rainy.
mate.
Rainy.
Australia. Put an extra A in there, mate. Royal Australian.
June says, just reading Winkle Brown's biography. Just reading Winkle Brown's biography. That sounds really dirty. Given the fact we've been talking about rabbit holes and fagging and
Yeah,
all
I mean,
sorts of
would you
things.
want to have a nickname Winkle?
Yeah, but it's Winkle Brown.
Yeah, but when I think of Winkle, I think of, like Blackadder's Winkle.
Yeah. Oh, but he hasn't got a winkle. A boy
Right.
without a winkle, I says. Oh, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
A boy without a winkle. And then your father points out a boy without a winkle's a girl. And he says, "Oh, for fuck's sake, Mikey, you did it again. Now where was I? Oh yeah, the US Sabres with Rolls-Royce engines kept having engine failures. Turned out the US factories were making an unauthorized modification." Ooh.
What do you mean, the Packard, Merlin?
I have no idea. Graham says, just caught a glimpse of the RAF C-17 doing crew training into my local airport at Teesside. I've flown in the C-17. They're huge.
So,
But they have
yeah,
underfloor heating, which is great for long journeys because you can fall asleep on the floor.
I got to look that up. Are they larger than a C-141?
They're bigger than a Hercules.
Okay. The
Bigger than
Starlink.
an Audi.
No,
They're
Starlifter, I think,
sort
is a four-engine transport.
They're in between the Hercules and the Galaxy sort of size.
Galaxy's a huge-ass airplane. My best friend's brother was in the Air Force 42 years. He flew C-5s and KC-135s and KC-10s. So.
Right, we have got 3 minutes left. So,
Good grief.
I know it flies, doesn't it?
Marley, do you want to show us what we've been up to?
That one.
Oh, this one. Oh, okay. So basically, I've made this kit look like a Spitfire. I've just done all the big ticket items. Put the wings on. Yeah. And I've also, while I've been doing this, had a lot of fun listening to you chaps.
Good. I'm glad. It's looking good.
It is.
It's looking better than John's.
Yes.
Speaking of John,
Hello.
how are you, Jim?
Hello. You caught me off guard. I thought you were going to the other Marley. Okay, what have I been doing? Fiddly bits. Lots of fiddly bits. There's the you probably can't see it with my very poor cameras, but I was doing weld seam work on these bins that were welded onto the sides of the turret by the crew, apparently, on these Tigers. And so I'm adding weld seams in there with some very thin strips of sheet plastic, evergreen sheet plastic, and adding the weld seams with the edge of a X-Acto blade, and then adding small tools and things like that. As I said, fiddly bits. It's a fiddly bits. And that's what I've been.
Modders, have you been up to much modeling?
No.
We'll go to me then. I've been making tracks again. Been track bashing.
Been making tracks.
Are those individual snap together parts, Mikey?
Yeah.
Okay.
These ones.
How do they work?
They clip together.
No. I mean, how do they stay together?
Sorry.
Yes. You're in fine form today, Mr. Connolly.
Oh, you're not wrong.
Connolly one step behind you.
He's even more annoying than
there you
usual.
go. They're quite strong.
Okay. Curious because I remember Callum's Ming Whippet showing the struggles he had getting those tracks to stay on the kit.
Yeah, the tracks from each company is different. But the problem with these ones is
Here's Hobby Boss. His was Ming. That's right. I forgot. Different Chinese manufacturer.
Yeah, but problem with these ones, they have little studs. Oh, yeah. Stupid thing. Stay focused. There you go. They have little studs there. That's what locks it into place. The problem is because they're only small and they're styrene, when they clip it together, sometimes they rub off.
Mm.
It doesn't stick together very well when that happens. So last but not least, we'll go to the other Marley.
Yes, hello. So
Not Paul.
the interior's built up. You see bits of brass seat belts around. It's all very thin. So crew, there's a guy down the front, the pilot there, a guy there, and he can swap between the spots. There's only a 3-man crew. So that'll all close up. Once I paint it green, so you won't see much.
It is a very
So
narrow
there's
aircraft.
that. Very, very narrow. Like it looks odd in the 3 views.
It's like a fat belly fighter.
It's like
with
a
the wings
deep
on back.
fuselage, but it's only a little bit wider than the shoulders. So no, it's an odd looking plane. Anyway, so there's that. The wings are together. They'll literally just sit on. That with fair bit of dihedral on the outer wing. So that's all together. And the next step, I've glued the wheels. The nacelles are about to go together, but I can't put them together yet. I need to paint silver inside, but the engines fit all the way forward. But I want to paint them, I want to paint them before I put them in. Yeah, and all that sort of stuff. So that's next. So it's coming together. There's not many pieces left. I've got they're the undercarriage, oleo struts, landing gear doors, vertical stabs, propellers, outer horizontal stab, and that's it. So just about done. There's not much to it. It's not bad. It's going together, but it's all right. It's all right.
Cool.
Oh, and I've been googling, looking up a cockatoo on Google.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I shouldn't have laughed. It encourages him.
Julian says, yes, Jim, the UK Rolls-Royce engines have no trouble. The same engines in the US had troubles.
Yeah, but
I'd like to know what they were specifically. That'd be
Rolls-Royce
interesting.
engines to their savers.
I was not aware of that.
Australian thing.
Wow,
Yeah.
that was like an echo, but wasn't it? It was 2 people.
Yeah.
Julian says, by the way, Winkle was a nickname because he was short and in the Navy. A winkle being a small crustacean. Yes, it is very nice.
Okay. Well, thank you, Julian.
It is very nice.
And by the way, a great deal of respect for Eric Winkle Brown. I'm not trying to make fun of the man at all. He was an incredible test pilot.
Yes. Nearly died more than once. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Julian says, again with the Whippet gluing, do I need the RSPCA on speed dial? You know what the RSPCA is, don't you, John?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. It's just checking. It's just a vacant expression.
No. I was actually it's all right. I was just looking at the next comment, quite frankly.
I'm just wondering, does Jim know what the RSPCA is?
I got an idea. It has to do with pets.
Yeah, Royal Society Protection of Cruelty to Animals.
There you go.
They protect cruelty to animals. Julian says, no, Mikey. He said cockatoo, not cockatoo. You know me too well. Right.
You sounded like Melchett there for a minute, Mikey. Hey, young lady.
Right. It is now 4 minutes past the top end of the 2 hours. So we shall say our tatty byes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hooroo. Thanks for joining in.
This stuff.
Do stick around.
You want to take a still photo of me so you can send it to Skiffy?
Go on then. Hang on. Put him on big screen, modders.
Look at the camera. There we go, Jim.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's get a
Hang
photo
on.
of us all. Let's get photos of us all together.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
Now, I've got to find that Discord link. It's in here somewhere. There's a lot of text.
I can.
I've put it in the private chat.
There you go. It's in. If you look to the right-hand side, Paul.
Yes.
at the
Oh,
bottom,
private
you've got
chat.
Private chat. You
click.
Look at
open
that. I've got one message out of one.
Yes, sir.
Coffee.
It's really cool.
Thank you,
That
Modders.
doorway behind you, Paul, on the
Yes.
side of your screen, it looks like a giant beer, like a full size
What?
6 foot
Do you
beer.
know? Do you know what's really cool, John? You've both got a door to the right hand side of you.
Mine's better because it's
Okay,
got a hook on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the way I see it, John's door is on the left and mine's on the right. But yeah.
Cheers, world.
Hey.
It's been a pleasure.
Cheers,
Drew
Will.
said prevents, not protect. Yes. It would be prevent if they actually turned up before the abuse happened, but they don't. They turn up
Yeah.
after, if at all.
Hmm.
Graham says, thanks, guys. See you tomorrow. Ian says, awesome stream. Thanks for the laugh all. You're most welcome.
Thanks everyone for being here.
Says, great chat. Thanks all. Right. So, yeah, we shall be back tomorrow at 11 o'clock. I don't know who's going to be with me, to be honest. Oh, hang on. I'm not even on camera. Huh.
I won't be here.
There you go.
I'll be
No,
at a family
John's
wedding.
sodding off. We're
enjoying-
sacking him.
Yep.
We're replacing him with the better looking version.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to be here with me tomorrow. So, but I will
I'll
be
be
here at
here.
11 a.m.
Ah, modders.
Rodman will be here. There we go. I'm sure
Modders
Jim will be as
are-
well.
You starting at 5? I mean,
Yeah.
11 a.m. your time.
Yeah.
It's 5 for me. Yeah, I'll be here.
Cool.
Wonderful.
I think Gary might be joining us as well, Mr. Morris.
Oh, that'd be great. Excellent.
Yeah. So look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And John, have a good
All right.
weekend.
I
Thanks
sure
for
will.
joining us, Paul. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Jim. Can I just marvel at the fact that Mike is in Wales, you're in Chicago, I'm in Melbourne, John's in Newcastle, and Modders, I got no idea where you are. But we are just talking in
Just
real-
outside of Newcastle, England,
Ah, you're in the
Hello.
you're in the north or northeast?
northeast.
Northeast. I got to
Northeast.
make sure I say that right. Is there a difference between people who are from the north as opposed to the northeast?
Yeah, North Scotland.
Yeah. They're all tribal. But
No, north of
yeah.
England. North of England, Mikey.
North
should
is
change it.
Northumberland.
You
Okay,
should change
Northumberland.
the name to Newcastle because the Newcastle's probably from the 1300s. Well, you
Hmm.
know, they should call my place the
Anyway.
Newer Castle.
John, shut the fuck up. I love you, but shut up. Right.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys in the after party in a minute, and see you in the chat. See you tomorrow. Right.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Thanks everyone for being
Yeah,
here.
folks.